Hello and welcome to round 3 of the Rei Sportscar Championship here at Autopolis. I am Bradders and with me today is Mr. Macko.
Hello and welcome.
So we've had a 10-minute qualifying session and we had a shock pole position of Ross 21. Now he did get the pole position at Sardinia, but he once again threw a spanner into the works, qualifying just ahead of Italian and our previous championship winner Sig Rezonico. Then in third place was another shock with way too many napkins, just ahead of our championship leader Paquito. In fifth place was Mr. Macko, with sixth place being Bradders V. And then to the second half of the field we had Samios, the American, with Scanny Flick behind, but those two are big friends on track. And then we had Frank Jr. taking part for his first race this season in 9th, with Cyberstrike in 10th, Pixtecker in 11th. Again, that's another driver taking part for the first time this season. And then rounding out the field is Noki TM77. So let's get on with this race. It's a 16-lap race. What strategies do you think people are going to do, Macko?
Well, this is a 16-lap race, as you said, so definitely soft is going to be the fastest, or a soft medium can also work. But I suppose people are going to try to do the soft during this race. And I think they are off. Yes, they are. T1 is a bit tricky. You don't really want to try anything there. It's a fast corner, so I don't think we can look forward any action. Air Paquito!
He's
What's
stuck in the
happened to
gravel.
him?
I think he just braked far too late there at turn 1, and he's in the gravel.
My.
But further up front, we've still got Ross, Sig, and way too many napkins in the top 3, so they've got through there cleanly. But that's dreadful for our championship leader. He's only leading by 6 points after it was Bradders V who had the best round.
Tyler's off as well! Oh my god, this is a disastrous start for both Paquito and Tyler. Way too many napkins, and yeah, he's struggling to get back on track, and he's going to rejoin just in front of Cyber.
Yeah, but Cyber's gone off as well, so we've had Cyber, Paquito and way too many napkins all off the track, maybe even Frank Jr. in 10th. We've got yellow flags, and why have we got yellow flags? Okay, well, I think they're
not
passed.
sure. Nothing serious, I believe. Sammy, Brad and Macko is pretty close.
Yeah, but one driver who's really benefited here is Noki. He's gone from 12th to 7th. That's one of the best starts he's ever had here in the Rei Sportscar Championship. But you were saying here, this battle for third.
And Scanny is also gaining on Sammy. He's looking for an opportunity to make a move, perhaps, or to get closer. This is going to be an interesting battle because Macko and Brad, they both have quite heavy ballast. Sammy's car both a bit more powerful and a bit lighter. So yeah, and up in front, Ross is being pressurized by Sig.
He is, but Sig actually went just slightly off the track there in turn 1. He was fortunate not to spin the car.
Yeah, maybe he had to lift a bit, but he didn't lose much time there, so that's okay.
Yeah, now you were saying before the race that soft could be the ideal strategy, and it does seem like the majority of drivers are on soft tyres for now. They'll probably go until around lap 8, maybe earlier, to attempt the undercut.
Yeah.
Now in the championship standings, Paquito, who, well, he is leading, but just by 6 points after Bradders V won the second race at Sardinia. But with that early mistake, that championship lead may flip on its head. We've also got Macko, Ross and Sig Rezonico all fighting for the championship right now.
Yeah, it was quite an unexpected mistake by Paquito. I think it was his first major mistake during this season. He did a very consistent job so far, but he's trying to make his way back to the top. He's already on 8th position and is going to try to overtake Noki in a few corners to come.
He is indeed. As here we go through these final corners, one thing these drivers are going to struggle with is understeer. A lot of drivers have been complaining about the lack of front grip these Porsche 962s offer, but Macko here is looking to make a move on Noki for 7th. And around the outside as Noki takes it quite easy, actually getting rid of a penalty there. But as we go back up front, we can see that Ross is holding on to the lead now. This is just his 3rd event in the Rei Sportscar Championship, and this is our 7th season. So this is fantastic that he is up here at the top fighting for wins.
Yes, he's the surprise of the season. He's a very quick driver, and I think today he's looking forward to a victory, perhaps to a double victory even, because his pace is very, very good.
Yeah, now we do have 2 races, although the second of which is a slightly longer 20-lap race, so strategy will come in more to play. Another thing is we have the fastest lap on offer, and that's Ross missing the apex. Ross, just about stays on track, but yeah, Ross currently has the fastest lap of the race, and that is 1 bonus point to add to his collection right now, but it's a long way to go.
Yes, but Sig is very close now, so
yeah,
he might have a chance at the end of the straight.
He might do indeed. Sig has slightly less ballast than Ross due to Ross's fantastic performance at Sardinia, especially in race 1. But back for that battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, we can see it has spread out slightly. But with the pit stops probably going to happen in around 5 laps time, that may shake up the order. As we see Sammy there on a 36.1, and we just compare that, he is actually going 6/10 of a lap quicker than Bradders V, and about the same place as Macko. But it's our race leaders who seem to be pretty quick so far, although Ross actually is at the same pace as Sammy right now.
Yeah, but his second lap was a staggering 35.2. That not many drivers can do that lap on the grid right now.
Yeah, now just comparing tyre wear, as all these drivers are on softs, so their tyres are going to wear quite quickly, and Sig's front tyres are definitely better than Ross's so far. So maybe the more that Sig can pressure Ross, the worse Ross's tyres will get, and Sig will be looking to take the lead later on here in this first sprint race. We've got a battle. And, we've only got a little battle close behind, as we just see Ross and. Oh, Ross has gone off.
Ross is he's off. He's off. Ooh, well, that is huge, Brad.
It is. Now his car may say there are 2 lives remaining. If he could alter his car during the race, that would go down to 1 as we catch a TDK sponsored replay as he just gets onto that curb and then onto the slidey grass and into the wall. That is really unfortunate. He was leading this race expertly, but that now promotes Macko there into 2nd, Bradders V into 3rd, and Samios, who's controlling his tyre wear very well, in 4th, and he may look for a podium here.
Yes, tyre wear is going to be a very important aspect of the next race, because it's quite difficult to do 10 full laps on soft tyres.
But Macko, who went off at the start of the race, has just got through on Ross there in that tricky final sector.
Yeah, Ross might have had dirty tyres from his mistake earlier.
Yeah, he probably did. Meanwhile, Frank Jr., who's he was about to make a move, but here in his first race this season, the number 17 car, he goes off there, and that means that Pixteca and way too many napkins, who obviously had that mistake on lap 1, well, they're now closing in. And Pixteca, one of the few drivers.
Slightly.
He did, but Pixteca is one of the few drivers to not be on the soft tyres, so Pix is going for a slightly alternative strategy. But he may fall out of the top 10 as, well, Pix actually holds on as way too many napkins is getting rid of a penalty. But back up to 3rd and 4th, Sammy was closing in on Bradders V, and he is still doing that. If we just go on board with
Bradders V, I think is closing on to Macko. So this is going to be a battle for the 2nd place, and it's going to be a 3-horse race.
It's possible, especially, well, there's currently no battle for the win after Ross slid out of the lead. Sig hasn't won a race this season. The last race he won was in season 6 at Circuit de la Sarthe. But this will be another one.
Yeah, and if you look at the tyre wear, Macko's tyre wear, his front tyres are pretty bad. And Yeah, well, yeah. I thought it would be worse compared to Brad, but yeah. Oh, Sammy's got the best tires so far.
He does indeed. Meanwhile, we've now got Scani defending from Urbiquito. Now, Scani's had a few quiet races here in the Rei Sportscar Championship. He hasn't been battling too much with others, so he's going to try to show what he can do. Just further back, just seeing how Pix and Tyler are getting on, while Tyler's still behind Pixtecker.
Yes, Pix, Cyber, and Nuki are the AM class drivers, and they are going to compete against each other for points.
Yeah, we've also got Frank Jr. now in AM class, but it's Pixtecker on the outside as way too many Netkins. Oh, and there's contact, and Pixtecker may feel a little bit aggrieved at that move, but I think that he will take that 10th place back.
Yes, I think so, as they go into T2. Yes? No? Oh, Pix went a bit too wide, and now Tyler, yeah, he made the move from the outside, and Tyler is now sitting at P10. Meanwhile, Sammy is quite close to Brad.
Yeah, Sammy's tyre conservation skills are truly exceptional here at Autopolis. Now, Sammy actually won last season when we raced here in the GT500 cars, so it seems as if he's actually quite good here at Autopolis.
Yes, it does, and well, he still has a chance to finish even second position, because so far he's been doing great. His lap times are consistent, and of course his car is more powerful than Brad's. So if he can manage to get close enough, he's going to be able to pass him during the straight. Yeah.
We're just going to look at a replay to find out how Scaniflick got overtaken by Urbiquito. So here we're just getting towards the end of the lap, and Scaniflick just made a slight mistake, and that was Urbiquito, the Italian, moving into the top 5. But as we go back towards the start of lap 7, and probably the closest battle is still for 3rd place, a 38.5 last time around for the Brit. And actually Sammy lost out 4 tenths compared to him.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake in lap 6, but well, yeah, he's still in the shot, so yeah, anything can happen.
We may see some drivers pit this lap. It does mean they'll have to do a longer second stint, but if they pit now, they will get onto fresh tyres and maybe overtake anyone just ahead. So maybe that would be a good opportunity for Sammy or Bradders to get ahead of Mr. Macko. May also be a good opportunity for Noki. What's happened here? If there's Noki collided. Big collision. Big. That's a big incident with Noki.
That's into T1, right? Yeah, it's into T1.
And that was with Frank Jr., who's off the track. And then actually, while that's happening, it's then that Pix has gone off, Noki is off, Frank Jr. has been sent to Nana, and Cyberstrike unable to capitalise. But that is awful, and I believe that Noki there was doing the honourable thing and waiting there for Frank Jr. So Amclass,
and meanwhile,
Amclass having absolute carnage.
Sorry, but Brad and Sammy are catching up to Macko.
Yes,
he basically his front tires are basically that, and I think he might want to pit. He might want to pit at the end of this lap, because otherwise Brad and Sammy have a good shot with the undercut.
Well, one thing of note here is that the pit entry is actually chicane and does require drivers to slow down. As we see, Macko's hit the wall! Macko hits the wall on pit entry. This is something we saw, I think, 3 or so drivers do last season, but Macko's lost out heavily. He's lost about 5-6 seconds as Sammy also pits. But Sammy there had a very clean entry to the pit lane and may allow him to overtake Bradders V, who's out for another lap. So where does Sammy come out? He comes out in, I think, 6th place. Yeah, he does. He's actually got clear air, as we see that Ross, Scani and Urbiquito all stay out along with Sig and Bradders, where Macko is coming out and has lost a crucial amount of time, and any chance he had of 2nd place is surely gone now.
Yes, I'm not sure. I think he lost around 10 seconds or so. If you could compare the lap time. Yeah, 10 seconds.
Yeah, seems
if you
like
compare
it.
the lap times.
Well, that now,
yeah, okay.
that puts Sammy in the prime position for 2nd place. because
Yes.
Sammy's on fresh tyres, and as we go to that's not what I was expecting. We have Marco, our championship leader, really sliding out of control. He's managed to find some oversteer in that car, which is the most magical thing I've seen this season, as he goes up slightly again. But it's Bradders on the worn tyres, a few seconds slower than Sammy, surely, and I think Sammy might leapfrog him.
Yes, I think so. But I also think that we should give some credits to Marco, who managed to catch up to Brad. So I don't know how much time he lost at the beginning of, well, at the start.
Yeah.
But he's now back in the picture, and he's also going to be fighting for podium positions.
His lap time has been, 36s, 37s. That's a second quicker than Macko, Bradders V, and Sammy. But we have our race leader. He rejoins the track in the lead. But where is Sammy? Well, we're going to watch his rival come out the pits, and Bradders V's in second. There's
where's Sammy? Oh, he made the undercut work. Okay, he's now sitting at P2, and okay, but let's not forget that Brad is going to have fresher tires, and Paquito, I think he's also going to be fighting with them for the second position. And meanwhile, Ross is still at P7. And I think he is going to be quite close to Scanny Flick and Macko.
Well, here we are. So Scanny Flick has really benefited there after Mr. Macko's error, and also I think Ross might have made an error because I don't. Well, Ross had a couple of bad laps before his pit stop, but nothing. Oh, amazing! We got Scanny defending from Macko. Macko's off the grass. And Ross almost hits the back of him. Having to defend now.
He has to defend now.
So how would this affect the championship? Well, Sigras and Ika will close in on the likes of Paquito and Bradders, but it would still be Paquito in the lead here.
Yes, and also these two, Macko and Ross, are quite close. I think they are separated by 6 points only.
It is just 6 points. But Ross on the inside, can he make that work? Oh, he almost does, and Macko has to give him room.
No, he cannot. Yeah, this is a very twisty bit of the track. I don't think you can make, you can do an overtake there. So he has a better shot here at the end of the straight.
Well, let's.
I don't think he's close enough. Do you?
Well, let's go on board with him, but no, I don't think that would be one hell of a move if he pulls it off. And no, he picks the safest option in second gear.
Yes, he's patient. He's patient. Yeah.
Further behind.
He's definitely faster than Macko, though.
Further behind, Waytunian Atkins is in 8th after gaining a few places after lap 1. Pix Tekka is in 9th after all of that carnage with Frank and Cybershrug and Noki, so he is leading AM class. Then we've got Frank Jr., then we have Cyber, and then we got Noki. Both of those are pretty close together, but our closest battle on track here is for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. It was close before the pit stops, but this time Paquito has joined the party and Macko has left it. Oh, no way, no way.
Paquito is off! Oh, he went on the grass and yeah, he lost the rear. Unfortunate mistake, but I think he lost only a couple of seconds there.
Yeah, it wasn't too much. It was a fantastic save here. But that's the second mistake we've seen just in these opening 10 laps. So that will give Sammy and Bradders a little bit of breathing air. Bradders does have fresher tyres, but doesn't seem to necessarily be quick enough to overhaul the time difference currently. The fastest driver on track is Sigras and Eco. He is currently getting that bonus point with a 34.8, which is a ridiculous fastest lap. That's faster than... I think that might even actually be the faster than the qualifying times, or at least very close to them.
Yes, faster or exactly the same.
Yeah, so after Paquito's mistake, we've now got this 3-car battle just behind with Scanny, Macko and Ross. Scanny does seem to be the slowest out of the 3 of them, but he's been very consistent here at Autopolis International Racing Course.
Yes, he is, and he has a small advantage, so he doesn't necessarily have to defend into the corners. He can race with the racing line, so he doesn't lose time because of Macko's pressure.
Sorry, I'm just cutting away here because we've got so many free car scraps, and this is one of them in AM class. They are fighting. Well, I think Pixtec made a mistake because Frank Jr. is now the AM class leader. Oh, sorry, Pixtec has actually made a pit stop. That is why Pixtec was on mediums. He's gone onto another set of mediums. Yes. And then we've got Cyberstrike and Noki, so they're very close behind. And actually, Cyberstrike is on incredibly worn softs. Will he be able to go the entire race? I don't think so, but that would explain his
he has
pace.
to bit, I think.
Oh, Sammy!
Oh, Sammy's off! Oh my god, that is disastrous for him. He had such a good race so far.
I'll have to go on board with him. He was actually pulling away slightly from Bradders V, but just coming through here, he's clipped the grass. We've got yellow flags due to those incidents with sort of Pix and Cyber, and he's just gone off.
That's an unusual mistake. I wouldn't say this is the most common place to go off track around here, Autopolis, but yeah, unlucky for him. And Scanny, Macko and Ross are all in front of him now, and Ross is actually pressurizing Macko quite heavily, and yes, he has a great exit, and he has slipstream and slightly more power than Macko has.
This is the closest he's been, so Macko has to defend going into turn 1 as we go to Ross on the outside. This would be amazing.
Can he make it
an amazing
stick?
Move. He has made it stick, so Ross has really shown his worth here in the Rei Sportscar Championship. Macko a little bit more experienced, but having to fall behind. Meanwhile, the most experienced driver in this field, Samios there, losing 5 positions with a very, very small error.
Yes, very unlucky mistake for Sammy. He lost about just slightly over 10 seconds.
We've had another incident with Noki. Was it his fault this time? As we are on lap 11 for these drivers in AM class. They've got the same cars, but they're battling in their own little championship. And Noki there going into the right turn has braked. It seems far too late, and that's Cyberstrike right into the gravel.
Yeah. Yes, he tapped Cyber. But that's true sportsmanship right there. He's waiting for Cyber, or is he not?
Yeah, he does. And he actually spins off the track while slowing down.
Yes, unlucky.
The driver that we've barely talked about, Sig Rezonico, well, there hasn't been much to speak about him. He was in second place behind Ross, pressurising him. He pressured Ross into a crucial mistake, and since then has been pulling away from the likes of Bradders and Paquito. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Oh, that will probably be the likes of Noki. Yeah, it is Noki. Noki yes. Down at the back of AM class. So as we go to this battle for second that's heating up, we can see that Paquito is far, far faster than the Brit in second.
Yes, but these two has been battling all season now. They had a fantastic battle back in Sardinia. And, well, at Fuji, they weren't that close, but now this is definitely crucial for both of them in terms of the championship. Points.
Yeah, so we do have ballast in this series. Paquito, who is the championship leader, has the maximum ballast. Bradders V in second, just behind, has similar ballast, but has a very small amount more power and a little bit less weight as he actually goes on the grass. So Marco, who is Paquito, may have more ballast, but seems the more consistent and just the outright better driver here today. Ooh,
yes, but he has to be patient. Oh, yes, Sammy is in front of Macko.
And going through turn 1, and Macko's got on the grass, and Sammy here coming into turn 2, the end of sector 1, and that is nice opportunism from Sammy, capitalising on the error. But as we go back to live footage, we'll go back to this battle for second. It really does seem heating up, and Paquito, after making those 2 mistakes, he wants to rectify it and try to be at least second, as we see Cyberstrike off the track.
Slight contact, I think, between the two of them.
Yeah, I think Paquito actually hit the rear of Bradders V car and maybe caused him a bit of oversteer, but he's into second place.
Yes. Oh, but Brad is back. Brad is back. Oh, they are side by side, and Brad is on the inside. I think he might be able to hold Paquito behind him, and yes, he managed to do that. Okay.
So as we just go back, if we just go here, oh yeah, and the rear of Bradders v cars was turned around slightly, so I believe that Paquito was actually letting Bradders v back through. Bradders v cars definitely got unsettled there at the exit of the hairpin.
Yes, I can understand why. It would have been a controversial move to stick to the position after that contact.
But now we've still got laps to go. There's no reason for contact to be involved here. Macko is clearly the quicker driver right now. Bradders v on the inside defending. He just gets ahead, just keeping the position. But now it's Paquito in the inside. This would be a fantastic move if he can pull it off.
And can he? No, it seems he's still behind Brad. That is amazing racing from both of them. They've been battling for almost a full lap now.
This is some fantastic defensive work, but with 2 laps to go, I don't think he'll be able to keep that position. If we, well, I want to cut back to 4th, and I think, yeah, so let's just cut back to 4th slightly. Let's see how it's getting on. We've got Scani and Ross close together, and then Macko and Sammy there, 6th and 7th, although not in the order I announced their names. But back towards this battle for 2nd, 1 lap ago from very small contact, and Bradders v still onto the position, but his lap times are really not too good in comparison with the lap times that Paquito would want him and Bradders to be doing.
Yeah, Paquito is really, really fast. If on his 4th lap, he managed to do a 35.9, which is ridiculously fast.
Scani running wide. Sorry, Scani running wide, and Ross is even closer. But we've got to go back to his battle for 2nd. Just wanted to catch there. Bradders v
Paquito is very close now.
Yeah, I think this is closer than Paquito was last time around. It's lap 15. We've just got 2 laps to go. And Paquito's actually ahead going into the corner. Bradders v has to brake later to try and defend this. Oh, he's pushed him.
Yeah, he pushed him. Is he going to let him pass? Yes, he is.
Yeah, puts the brake on very slowly. So good sportsmanship from both drivers these last few laps. But oh, that's a big mistake. Well, he's kept on track for now, but that is surely 2nd place thrown up.
I'm a bit sad to see it going down like that, because I think that it would have been a great battle. You know, Brad is a great defender. He might have had a chance to keep Paquito behind him, and it's just really, really sad to see it go down like that by a slight contact. So yeah.
It was still a fantastic 2 laps for the top 2 in the championship after the 2nd round. Further back, we've got Scani Flick, who has not really put much of a foot wrong, and he's moved up into 4th place. Ross, who was leading the race, in 5th. Sammy, he is in 6th. Macko in 7th. He's really struggling with his soft tyres. We've then got Tyler. He rounds out the top 8, although his lap times are actually quite good. Frank Jr. is leading M-Class with Pixtecker in 10th. Cyberstrike in 11th, and Nokia sadly retired from the race. Meanwhile, Cyberstrike has been off the track on almost every lap on incredibly worn softs, so that strategy has not gone well, and that is to put it lightly. But our race leader on his final lap, and also the fastest lap owner, is Sig Rezonico.
He's really showing his true self now. He's been struggling last 2 rounds, but this race he's absolutely dominating.
He is indeed. This is the Sig that people would remember from last season and the season beforehand back in the GT500 cars. But it's actually been the fellow Italian, Paquito, who has been showing him up a little bit in the first 2 rounds. Bradders in 3rd, he's falling back slightly. 4th and 5th, doesn't seem to be much of a battle there. But this is the first of just 2 sprint races. The 2nd sprint race is very slightly longer. Both races have 25 points for a win and an extra point for the fastest lap. Most drivers
yes, indeed. It would be a remarkable finish for Scani. 4th position. I think he did a great job today. Been very consistent.
But another driver
Meanwhile,
who's
yeah.
been consistent is Bradders and Macko. He takes his first win of Season 7 of the Rei Sportscar Championship in these Porsches. Fantastic performance from Sig, and he takes the 26 points for the fastest lap unless anyone else is able to. But with the tyre wear, I think that's pretty safe. Paquito will come home in second place in his Flying Lizard car.
A double Italian victory.
Yeah, 1-2 for the Scuderia. Third place is Bradders V in the Tetris car with Scani. He defends for fourth in the Omega car. Fantastic performance. Ross will be disappointed for fifth, but he will start on pole position for race 2 as well. Sammy in sixth. Macko in seventh after crashing into the pit wall. And then we've got way too many napkins in eighth place.
Ooh.
The winner of AM class will be Frank Jr. for this round. This is his first race of Season 7. Pix Tekka come home in 10th for his first race of the Season 7. Cyberstrike will be 11th. We hope you have enjoyed this round of the Rei Sportscar Championship. We will see you for race 2.
Yep, see ya.